sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, it's okay. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. First of all, I'm grateful to the organizing committee for providing me the opportunity to virtually talk to the such as artists gathering graced by the distinguished scientists. So the topic is, you know about COVID-19, its origin, spread, prevention, and now we have the vaccines. But the important thing is that during the discourse of the evolution of COVID-19 from one city to the other parts of the world, what we have analyzed things, the scientific fraternity, in fact, that what were the bottlenecks and what were the limiting factors in this management of pandemic. So today we will analyze some concepts, and plenty of papers have been published on these things, that how the anti-scientific and pseudoscientific worldviews have negatively influenced and have caused damage to the management of the COVID-19 globally. So you know about. Okay. This is the yesterday data, the global data, and our national Pakistani data on the COVID-19 infections, till that, the recovery, and so forth, the death toll. So you know about these things. We routinely check this data on net. Okay, so why knowing the concepts of anti-science and pseudoscience are important? If we can take this COVID-19 as a case study, so we can understand different things, that what went wrong on the side of the scientific fraternity, and what were the problems in community and the public understanding of this infection. When it was declared as pandemic in March 2020, so we observed a lot of the things which were shared on the internet, social media. Social media was studied by so many things which were not scientific, and since the people were in a distress situation, and it was natural that, like for the survival of the people, they used different remedies to prevent the infection, to control the spread, to control the infection. So in that case, so many things went wrong. Okay, so if we define what can be an anti-science, so it is the set of attitudes that involve a rejection of science and the scientific method. And normally the people holding anti-scientific views, they don't accept science as an objective method for generating universal knowledge. And the pseudoscience, these are basically the testimonials, these are the unverified reports, claims, these are the beliefs, theories, assumptions, and practices which are mistakenly regarded as being based on scientific method. So, dealing with the pandemic, it's the responsibility of the scientific fraternity, of the scientists, the actual scientists, not the pseudoscientists, to come to the public and aware the masses to how to tackle this pandemic and how to adopt the healthy, scientific-based procedures and practices in order to be alive in this distress, in this pandemic. Generally people think, and they admitted that science can be a ray of hope in tackling the pandemic. They admit the importance of science in managing the diseases, but we see there are people who still believe that human evolution and natural selection are wrong. People still believe that Earth is flat and climate change is fraud. And not only the common people, but many people from the scientific fraternities that have such stances about these important things in science. Basically, we see that many scientists come to TV talk shows, they write popular letters and newspapers, they come to radio, they use social media to aware the masses and to teach about the true science, the scientific discourse of any disease or any phenomena. But in such a distress situation, then more people demanded, more scientists are demanded, because in any human calamity, people start believing in conspiracy theories. And the conspiracy theories are basically fueled, and they reshaped the pseudoscience, and they encourage the spread of the pseudoscience. Basically, the pseudoscience, we can understand it, it is basically the sugar-coating of some scientific findings, sugar-coating of myths with scientific findings, take the jargons from some scientific findings and then labeling the common myths with those jargons, and we call that as scientific, but in fact that's not scientific. So the pseudoscience and anti-science that lead to conspiracy theories, and the conspiracy theories are dangerous. Why they are dangerous? Conspiracy theories flourish in times of crisis, which is obviously the case here as in COVID-19. They tend to surround big events that require big explanations, because small explanations are unsatisfying. And it's our human psychology that we start believing in such theories in any unpleasant situation, in any trauma, in any calamity. So first we see the fake news, and the fake news are going to become conspiracy theories. But like fake news can be the false stories that appear in the news and spread on the internet, on the social media and electronic media. The conspiracy theory basically it rejects the standard explanation for an event, and instead it credits a core group or organization carrying out a plan. So the conspiracy theory is like a different of fake news. Fake news can be created to influence the political view or as a joke. But conspiracy theory is like we start more believing on the things, so this can be more dangerous. And in this concept is not a new concept. The humanity has witnessed and is observing it for centuries, more than 1,000 years. The common and the famous, well-known conspiracy theory was about the plague. How to call it the plague? It was the pandemic of the 14th century, and it killed millions of people. But during that pandemic, a conspiracy theory was hatched and launched against the Jewish community. And the Jewish community in Germany, so thousands of them were they were killed, they were burned. Because of this conspiracy theory, that Jews are involved in that pandemic, and that was the concept was that the Jews had poisoned the wells. So here is the published studies looking to the facts and to the data. This study was published by Oxford University, and regarding the COVID-19, what was the public perception in context of the conspiracy theories. So 6% of the adults that believe to some extent that the government is misleading the public about the cause of coronavirus. 40% believe that, to some extent, that the spread of the virus is deliberate attempt by powerful people to gain control. However, 20% believe to some extent that the change is the odds. Right, American history has shown that pandemics and tragic events encourage the spread of misinformation. And why is this? As I mentioned it, the psychology of human beings that when it comes under any calamity condition, so the fear, the lack and the feeling of powerlessness.
Dr. Tariq, may I interrupt you, please? Please come to the conclusion. It is very nice to listen to you.
So these are a few conspiracy theories about it that went viral. COVID-19 is not really engineered in lab. Building gas nitrogen, 5G caused COVID-19 to the 5G. Since it was technology installed in 2019, so it was linked to the conspiracy theory 5G can cause the COVID infection. But the science shows that the radios used in the 5G, they don't have sufficient energy to withstand cause it can enhance the human body temperature can affect the human immunity, while that only can cause the vibration of atoms and then virus technology and cellular data network.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, so what
is the moderator
using this shared approach, source and lens analysis, research error, we can spot the different information. Okay, so then the reviews observe that in different parts the religious, intellectual, literary, and because of their sermons and teachings, people oppose the government's imposed lockdowns, SOPs, etc. So that resulted in sort of COVID infection. Then another pseudoscientific remedies for COVID-19, the important example was the hydroxychloroquine, which is in fact anti-malarial.
Dr. Tariq, can you hear me?
Another one.
I have to stop you.
And this is the last conclusion. The conclusion is to be put candidate.
Dr. Mubarak, thank you very much for your wonderful talk. It was great listening to you. Although the font of your presentation was very small, we couldn't read it. So when you prepare your next presentation, please use a bigger font so the audience can read and see your slides as well. It was wonderful listening to you. Thank you very much. Now we move to the next speaker. This is Dr. Mirza